Hi.
Yeah, so I was just waiting for the participants to join in. I think we have all of them. So, good morning and welcome everyone to this class of Uno Weeks for ServiceNow. I hope you can see the screen which I'm sharing.
Yeah.
Okay, so starting the class, guys, my name is Gaurav. I'm from Uno Weeks and we're going to learn about ServiceNow today. I'm coming from a vast experience of 15 years in IT and roughly more than 8 years in ServiceNow development as a developer and as an administrator. So I've been associated with a lot of clients in India and also in US APAC region. So we have been working with the implementation of ServiceNow from the very long time, let's say even before the version of New York. So uh, it includes the configuration, the implementation of whole tool and everything that are required by the clients to implement and fulfill their requirement. So guys, starting today we're going to learn about what is in basically the overview of ServiceNow, the tool itself, why we use ServiceNow, where ServiceNow actually came from, why is there is a lot of hype in the market, and you guys. So before we start a little bit, I want everyone to start, give a little 1 to 2 minutes of introduction of yourself, uh, about where you people are coming from, what is the experience you have, and why you want to learn service now, where have you heard about it. So can we start? Let's just start with Abhishek first, if you don't mind.
Yeah, hi, I am Abhishek. I am currently in United States and recently joined ServiceNow company as a technical support specialist. So this is a new for me. So I am just doing some their trainings and just want to learn for ServiceNow so that I can use my technical skills. I have near about
Okay.
550 years of experience in different fields. Before it, I was working direct employee as Oracle. And there I worked for Oracle CX Sales, but CX Sales is not doing good, so that's why I just like joined the service now recently.
Okay, that's good. Thank you, Abhishek. Can we have Chiranjeevi now?
Yeah, good morning, sir. My name is Chiranjeevi. Currently, I am working in Tata Consultancy Services and I have 3 years of experience in SQL, but I want to switch my domain in ServiceNow, so I have joined this course.
Okay.
And in my project, we are using this tool just only for that incident and change race, but I don't know about this tool, but I have interest in this, so I am trying to switch my domain in ServiceNow. So
Okay, yeah. That's good.
that,
And yeah, we'll be
yes.
learning more about incident problem and change over here. Basically, the whole configuration, how do the developers actually implement it so that the other people can
Yeah,
use it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, mainly I joined this course for to switching my domain to fully service now. That is the thing. Using that 3 years of IT experience.
okay. Now,
Yeah.
can we have Garima?
Yeah, hi, good morning. So as of now, I'm working with DXC and I'm working in the service management area. So basically, it involves all the modules related to ITSM, and we are using ServiceNow, and it's evolving on a day-on-day basis. There are some few AI tools which are being implemented.
Correct, yes.
Basic things I'm aware how incident change problem they are raised, but what exactly goes behind that I want to know. Like right now we are facing lots of issues with the alerts, so I want to know how exactly these alerts are configured, how the SLAs are configured in Snow, how we can do
Mhm.
that. Though I don't have any technical knowledge, but I hope it doesn't involve much of technical skill set. So yeah,
Uh,
just to upskill myself and to learn more about the modules in which I'm working on. I just wanted
yes. So
to
yeah, Garima, it's not it's easier to say like that it is a no code or a low code approach that ServiceNow is using. So even people who are having a lesser experience in technical skills and writing codes, they can also be able to use this tool very effectively and efficiently.
so
Okay,
we'll come to know what exactly goes in the back end in
exactly.
service now when we work on incidents or change problems. So we'll start from scratch. That is my understanding, if I'm correct.
Exactly. We will
Okay.
start from the very beginning, getting the overview, navigating everything, how things actually work, how one thing triggers another thing, let's say incident
Mhm.
problem change. So these things will be covered. And I will try to go with the low code or the no code approach, but it will be much more beneficial if people, have a little exposure of a little coding. But yeah,
Mhm.
ServiceNow is trying to get rid of maximum coding. They're coming with flow designers and other configuration type of things where only some tweaks and settings will be there to actually implement what you want instead of going with hardcore coding. So that is
Yep.
a very good point of ServiceNow
So
that it provides.
right now there are two modules which have already come up: predictive analysis and predictive intelligence, and AI being implemented. So I think that will lower the use of this coding
Coding all,
thing.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now, can we have Moni?
Yeah, hello, Gaurav. Hello, hi team. I'm having 9 years of experience in IT. Currently, I'm working as a site reliability engineer. Previously, I have developer experience. As a part of my daily job, I will use ServiceNow a lot for rising incident, for creating a changes. So I wanted to learn more about ServiceNow, and I wanted to switch. Currently,
Okay,
like I am like fed up with this application support and all. So I wanted to change my domain. That's
understand. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing, and I wish you very good luck for this. So
And
now,
I heard like here like after this training, like will you will help us to create a like update our resume and provide support in job change also. I heard that from the coordinator. So yes.
I uh, you can connect to the coordinator once again, and I will also connect to the same thing if we
Okay.
have this. So definitely we can help you with that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
And mm, anyone else remaining? Nagarju?
Nagaraj, hi. Hi, my name is Nagaraj, and I have 2+ years of IT experience as a Oracle HCM functional consultant, and I am trying to switching my career into service now. Currently, in current project, we are using a service now as a ticketing tool, but I want to convert it into a service now developer and admin. I'm looking for. Hopefully,
Okay.
this training will be helpful.
Yeah, sure. It will definitely be. Thank you, Nagaraju. Okay, so coming to the slide now. Thank you everyone for your introduction. It was a really nice interaction. Uh, so basically, ServiceNow, as you all people know, with the communication that we had, some people are coming from dev support, some are coming from basic actual development, and some are using other modules of ServiceNow. So initially, to start with the history of ServiceNow, basically it started as a ticketing tool. Uh, we had other ticketing tools also in the market, but ServiceNow came into picture in 2004. Uh, Previously, we had some other, like, you people must have heard about a very strong tool. It is BMC Remedy, and there were other tools to name. Some of them were IBM Tivoli, which was also a ticketing tool where people used to create some tickets and get the tickets resolved and everything. And then there was another tool coming from Micro Focus, which is now taken over by HP. Uh, it was a very renowned tool, which was ServiceNow, Service Manager, basically. So all these things, all these tools that are there in the market, some of them are paid, some of them are actually free. Free, by free means they're coming with the less features, but some of them coming with a whole lot of features. And so bundling all of these tools together, and the functionality that some might be lacking, some might be having more of them, grabbing everything. So ServiceNow started its days with a ticketing tool, but in enhancing its capabilities and coming up with different modules, ServiceNow actually took over the market, and is literally the go-to solution for every requirement that an industry or an organization might have. So even if something is budding up as a new requirement, they're trying to implement and launch a new module for that. So that is a really good thing. So people or organization do not have to see outside ServiceNow whatever they want to implement. So yeah, it started as a ticketing tool, but right now it is a very big, what do you say, plethora of other things, uh, other modules that you can actually implement, be it banking module, be it other basic ITSM modules where people create incidents, problem and change, be it any kind of predictive intelligence modules, uh, data analytics, everything comes up. And right now the latest implementation is they have integrated Gen AI into this, um, which is going to be very fantastic. So what we will learn in this particular course is we'll start from the very scratch. We'll learn about ServiceNow. We'll learn about how do we do little configurations, and how do we actually implement tweaks the modules, and how we actually can create our own application inside ServiceNow, how we can create SLAs, how we can create alerts, what things are required by the organization. Or let's say an organization comes up with a plan, okay, we want to implement this particular application, or we want to create this particular utility for our customers that can use. So we can also create those utilities inside ServiceNow. The main thing that I want to convey right now is prerequisite. It is not mandatorily required, but it is a very good to have thing if you have a little knowledge of JavaScript. People who are coming from IT or developer background, mm, a little knowledge of JavaScript is mandatory. Uh, we will cover some of the concepts in this particular course also. Uh, but yeah, JavaScript being a whole programming language, it would be a great idea to uh, prepare beforehand, because yeah, it includes some of the scripting inside ServiceNow. There are alternatives. If you don't want to write a script, you can go into the configuration way, tweaking, using the settings and other things to implement that thing. But the fundamental logic to write any of the configuration or to use any of the configuration comes from what it is doing on the front end or on the back end, utilizing the scripts, utilizing the ServiceNow scripts. So we can do that. We can do that later on. So coming to what we're going to cover in this is basically an overview of ServiceNow, the concept of cloud computing and other things. Let's say you people must be aware that as an employee of an organization, let's say, for example, you joined one particular company, let's say you've joined TCS, and TCS gives you a laptop to work, work from home scenario. So you've received your laptop and you started working. After a few days, you've figured it out that your keyboard is not responding very uh, correctly, or it has gone bad. So there are some of the ways. Initially, in our previous days, we tend to uh, go to our IT admin when we were there in office, and we would tend to go there. But it's not a good idea to actually go to them and say, okay, my laptop is not working. They will there is a possibility that they will say, I'm working on something else, please come after some time, or I'm still working on something, and you will be just going to and fro from one place to another, and so you will not get your issue rectified. And there are some other things that let's say your company provided laptop, you're not going to office and it goes bad, let's say keyboard or the screen is not working properly, you cannot go to the market, outside market, and get it repaired, because it contains uh, first of all, it is a company asset, and second, it contains a lot of confidential data which the company would definitely not want to lose, or get leaked out in public. So they have their vendors that are associated with the particular asset that have been provided. So the warranty will be covered by those particular vendors only. So if you go outside the market and get it repaired, it will first of all void the warranty, and the second thing, the major thing, it will be a security constraint. So it will be a security issue for everyone involved in that particular event. So for this, initially we had our ticketing tools, early age ticketing tools coming from, let's say, we people tend to use in-house developed ticketing tools, and we still had others in the market. What I have given the example of BMC, Remedy, and other tools that companies tend to use in at the time of 2006, 7, and 8. So yeah, that's a good thing. What ServiceNow is helping is they tend to, ServiceNow allows you to create a particular ticket for your particular issue. Let's say you created one particular ticket that my keyboard is not working. That ticket will get assigned to, the correct team that will be taking care of. Let's say there is a laptop repairman team, and that team will be assigned to that particular ticket, and a person from that team will be assigned to do that particular job. So you will get the whole idea. Okay, I am sitting here, I've just raised the ticket, and then I can submit this particular asset at this particular date and time, and they will do the repair, and I will get at this particular datum. So it takes a lot of things. It involves the urgency and the impact, how urgent the particular issue is for you, or how impactful it is for you, or you're not able to deliver the client deliverables. All these things act together and create a priority for the ticket. Let's say it is a P1, or it's a very critical thing. Let's say you're impacted and you're not not able to deliver your client deliverables. So that thing will create a P1 incident, and you've created, so everything that is a critical or P1 will be taken care at first, and will have to be resolved within a particular time frame, whatever the company has built up. Let's say it's 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 1 hour or 2 hour. So that's how the ticketing system works inside ServiceNow. And there are other things that are also there in it. Different modules. We have problem, we have changed. These are all ITSM modules, and we have some other modules also that we will take an overview of. And coming to the concept of cloud computing, yes, ServiceNow is completely deployed on cloud. So you don't need to install a hardware infrastructure for this. You don't need to install the databases. You don't need to install the application servers for them. In our initial days, when I was there, so we were deploying some of the tools. Let's say we had one tool. That tool had its infrastructure right there in front of our eyes. So there was a database we could literally see and touch, which is running. There was an application server, there was a web server that was implemented, and everything all together, working together, creates one particular application that we tend to launch on a particular domain. And that domain was supposed to be used by people. But using the cloud computing concepts, it is completely hosted on cloud. And people, they don't have to care about whatever, whether we have to maintain our database, or we're running out of storage, or we'll have to take backups or everything. Everything is taken care by ServiceNow, because they are providing the cloud capabilities. So everything is they're taken care by ServiceNow, because it is hosted on cloud. You don't have Administrators don't have to focus on taking backups, and don't have to focus on uh, load balancing. by load balancing, what do I mean is, let's say at one particular time there is a whole lot of traffic on particular website. Let's say you are working with your ticketing tool, and your ticketing tool tend to be very much used between 9 to 5 p.m., 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and after that it is not used so much, only few tickets comes. So to cater that particular traffic, and not getting stuck in a situation where the server actually breaks down, or things get slowed down, we tend to use load balancing when we were working in actual hardware infrastructure. So everything is taken care by ServiceNow. They have provided the load balancing capabilities, the performance capabilities, the backup capabilities, and everything. And the one model that they're sticking with is high availability. Your system will not be turned off at any time. You can access it anytime. It will not be not available. It will always be available. But in our previous applications that were hosted on physical infrastructure, they tend to go bad, or they tend to go unavailable, because sometimes the server got switched off or got restart. Sometimes the database was not accessible, and these things. So it was very impactful for the end users. So coming to this, ServiceNow comes with a lot of capabilities. So the next thing is, why ServiceNow? This is a slide that I've copied from their official website. Basically, it gives you a lot of benefits. First of all, you can deliver whatever the customer is requiring, and whatever it is beneficial for their particular growth. And the employees, it increased the productivity of the employees. Let's say previously, one person was waiting for one thing to be completed, and he was waiting on another person to, okay, your particular asset is coming and getting repaired, and please wait. So everyone was actually waiting, and it was a whole lot of waste of time. And it utilizes the latest technology and digitizes the business process. You can actually create applications which your particular business gives you. You can see the workflows, you can create the workflows, you can modify the workflows. What will happen on click of this button, what will happen next on click of this thing, what integration it will trigger, or what form behavior it will give you, or uh, when this particular thing is clicked, okay, it will stop the SLA, it will pause the SLA. And if you click on this particular button, it will trigger an email notification to the client, okay, your ticket has been resolved, or these kind of things. You can actually configure, you can implement these things. And yeah, all these things, like transforming the business critical operations uh, and achieving operational excellence. So these things are all theoretical. We can come up later. uh, Currently we all are interested in to actually see the whole new platform and start working on it, make our hands dirty. But to give them a little overview, ServiceNow, basically these are the versions of ServiceNow. Let me know if you can see the whole screen. And this versions is not uh, okay, it is now completely visible. So ServiceNow releases its new versions every quarter. So it tends to name these versions in alphabetical order. Currently, it is going on with alphabetical orders that are the names of the big major cities of these countries. Let's say the first one was in January 2018. It came up with London, then Madrid, New York, then Orlando, and the current version that we are on right now is this guy, Washington. And in our project also, we literally upgraded from Vancouver to Washington release. So these are the versions that ServiceNow is following right now, and the previous versions that ServiceNow was following, you can see, I will show you, is these versions. It started in 2004. They named it summer 2008, then winter 2009, and all these things. Then they started with these naming conventions of major cities in alphabetical orders. And these were the versions: Aspen, Berlin, Calgary, and all these things. And currently we are up here in Washington release. After Vancouver, we are in Washington. So the good thing about ServiceNow is, one major good thing is its community. Whatever you have, you can actually look at the community, and you can, whatever the questions you have, you can post them in community, and you can get the answers. Let's say you are developing something and you got a problem with your particular code. So you can log into the community, post your question, and someone can actually see it and reply to you with a particular answer. So that's also one thing which is very helpful. And this is the screen which you people, some of you might be aware of, some of you might not be, but this is the backend view or the native view of ServiceNow. What we call is the basic soul of ServiceNow. So this is a screen when you first log in as a developer or even as an admin. Depending on the rights you have, you can see a particular screen, but this is the screen that we people tend to see a lot. And it gives you all of the, it gives you, access to a particular module, whatever you want to work on, whether you want to work on incident, problem, or change, you want to configure the incident, you want to configure the emails, configure the workflow, or modify some of the or write some of the scripts inside ServiceNow. So this is it. Let me take you to the whole PDI. Yeah, one more thing is, you can also try to use this, implement this. ServiceNow provides a great capability of learning, because it provides you a personal developer instance, what we call as PDI. Anyone can go into ServiceNow website, create their account, and request for a particular instance, which is a personal developer instance, and they can literally make their hands dirty, try to learn these things on this particular instance, which is completely free. It is a exact replica of the production instance, whatever we people are using. All the features are exactly same. Everything you can learn from one line to one line. Even we people tend to use this up until now. Let's say we want to implement one particular requirement in our production environment, so we first of all tend to implement that thing in our personal developer instance. And when we are foolproof and when we are very much satisfied with it, okay, it's not having any errors, and so we can go ahead and implement that thing in our actual environment. So this is very good thing provided by ServiceNow to learn whatever you want to. And the more time you spend in this particular instance, the more you will be, be familiar with it, and more you will learn, the more things you can tweak in this. So coming to this, the last is we have thank you slide. So I will let you know how to actually create these. Yep. So basically this is the personal developer instance that you guys are seeing on the screen. This comes up with its own randomly generated name. For example, for this particular instance which I created recently, has a name of dev with a number 267906. This is your personal developer instance. Whatever you will see create for your learning purpose will have this particular name or a changed name. The number will be changed, but everything else will be constant. .service-now.com. So even in your real-time scenarios, the instance, we call this particular thing as an instance, a dev instance, a prod instance, and everything. I will let you know what all these things are. But the thing that you work in your actual day-to-day scenarios is this will be replaced with your company name. Let's say you're working for TCS, so it will somewhat be tcs.servicenow.com. Or if you're working for Wipro, it will be wipro.servicenow.com. Anything, and let's say you're working for HP, it will be hp.servicenow.com. So yeah, it works like this. And whenever you create a new account, and you request a new personal developer instance, you will be allocated a new instance with its random name, and then you can log into it and you can utilize it. So this is the home screen or the landing page, the UI page that gets everyone gets redirected to it. You can utilize it, you can go through it, whatever you want to learn, you can learn all these things. Open the studio to create the ID, or to create some of the low code applications, or open the flow designer and personalize the user experience using UI builder and the mobile studio and all of these things. And if you see, this is the branding of a particular company. You can change this, you can configure all these things also. As an administrator, you can do this. Currently it is branded as ServiceNow. You can change the branding as TCS or Wipro, whatever you want to, it will be changed. uh, this is the main thing which we call as we tend to call this as a left hand navigator, but yeah, it is actually a navigator, gives you access to all of the modules, all of the applications, and their modules, and includes so many things. If you take a look at it, self-service, access analyzer, and all these things. We have incident, problem, and change also over here, and some other things, assessment, surveys and reports, and AI search, and all these things. So this is a whole mm, big thing, but we will go one by one. Some of them are useful for us, some of them are not at all useful for us. So we'll go one by one. You can try to search for your required module. Let's say you want to work on incident form, so you can search for incident and it will give you the results. And inside a particular application, we have so many modules to create a new incident. Open the incident that are assigned to me, create the incident that are in open state, create the incident that are open and unassigned. Sorry, open all of the incident that are in resolved state, or open all incident irrespective of the state. So these are some of the modules which you can utilize. Let's say I'm opening all, so this will come up and give you the filter of, okay, these are the incidents that we have currently out of the box. In our personal developer instance, we have 67 instances, incidents out of the box. So these things coming back over here, this is the favorites tab. Whatever module you're working on, you can actually make it as a favorite using the star icon. Let's say I want to make all incident as my favorite. So if I click on the star and do done, so this will now be added into a favorite, which is incident all. You can add or remove anything you want to, because it will help you in navigating quickly. Let's say you don't want to go into a left hand navigator and type whole thing incident and then scroll down and find everything. You can create a favorite of yourself. Anything you want to access, let's say I want to access problem, and I'm working on problems almost regularly. So I will create new problem as a favorite. And now whenever I log in, what is that? So whenever I log in future, I can just quickly go to this favorites tab and click on this favoritely created icon, and it will open the new problem form for me. So this is the history tab, which you can click and see, okay, whatever have you've accessed. Let's say I've accessed incident, problem, and all of these things 1 minute ago, and these are the things I accessed on May 12th. So this is basically your history only, whatever you have gone through, and other things that are there. These are the workspaces. And if you go on and try to find out anything, let's say you're working on incident and you've opened incident form, so this thing will actually change. This will give you on which particular page you are. So right now you're on incidents page, it will automatically change. If you go back to home, it will change to home. If you go back to problem, it will change to problem right now. Oh, okay, it's not changing to problem. Let me go to problems all. So all of the problems that are there inside ServiceNow, okay, now it went to problem. Now you can actually see. So wherever you are, you can get to know, okay, this is the particular thing I'm here. And this is a global search. If you want to search a particular thing inside this particular instance, you can utilize this feature. Let's say you want to search for a particular incident. I clicked on incident from history and I want to search this particular incident, or you're working on one particular incident and you just found that incident number and hit here, hit enter. It will redirect you to that particular incident page. Okay, seems like my net is not working. Okay. You can click on it and it will redirect you to that particular instance, or anything. You can hit up a problem number or anything that you guys tend to use. We will come on this form navigation. I will explain all these things to you later on. Now, after this particular search icon, which is a global search, we have this globe-like icon, which is mainly used by developers, majorly. So this contains two things. First is application scope, and the other thing is update set. I will explain all these things to you later on and deeply, but to get an idea of what an application scope is, basically, let's say we have created one particular application. So it works like containers. Uh, the current application scope is global. You can select any other application scope also, but global is the first application scope which was created when ServiceNow was actually created. So whatever you create in global scope, it can be accessed by every application, but whatever is created inside a particular scope, it will be scope specific. So it works like containers. Okay, let's say it basically differentiates between a particular application resides in this particular scope, so they are different from each other. So let's say an application is designed in a global scope, incident, problem, change, all are in global scope. So, and there is one more application that is designed in a different scope, let's say change or CMDB or any other scope. So they are completely different from the applications that are residing in global scope. It is a container management or application management, and this is the update set. If you click on this, and if you click on this open list, you will see what all update sets you have inside your system. Right now, out of the box, we only have two, but in your actual scenario, you will have a lot of them. So what it tells you is whatever developer has worked on, or whatever he's trying to develop, he's trying to configure, everything will be captured inside an update set. If we click on this default, so first of all, there is an default update set which is automatically created by the system. We have not done anything into this. So whatever configurations a developer do, everything gets captured in the customer updates. Let's say I tried to modify one form, I tried to uh, rearrange these fields and bringing name over here, bringing application over there, and all these things. These are configuration changes, and every changes that a developer do, they get captured into this update set, and we can then utilize this update set to actually move our changes from one instance to another. This is about update set to actually capture the developer work and move from one instance to another instance. This is connect chat. Sidebar discussions. You can actually connect with all of the people that are there in your particular company, or that are inside ServiceNow. You can connect to them, or anyone actually mentioned you somewhere. Let's say I have mentioned myself inside this incident, or anyone else mentions me inside an incident, let's say over here. So I will get notified by this. Okay, I got mentioned over here, or this particular record, or if I want to connect with someone, I can utilize this. This is the help icon, help center. Basically, you can try to take a tour of it, and basically from company to company, this help center is designed. If you want to learn anything about something, so they can, currently this is navigating us to docs.servicenow.com. A company can navigate its employees to its particular knowledge article, knowledge base, so they can utilize those knowledge articles and can take help from there. These are the notifications, the same notifications that you have this particular mention or someone updated something for you. And this is the main profile page of the person who is actually logged in. You can see your particular profile. It will take you to sys user table. This is your particular profile right now, because I logged in as an admin. So this is showing me my particular profile. I am system administrator. This is my email, this is the date format, and this is my particular title. You can go and change your password and everything you can do from here. Any person who logs in, if they try to reset or change the password, they can utilize these buttons and these links, and they can do it. And then we have preferences, what I have mentioned. So any other UI type of thing that you want to configure or change inside ServiceNow, you can use this. Let's say display, you want to, load the related list with the form or after the form or anything. Use compact spacing. Uh, these are all, cosmetic changes of your particular instance, the look and feel of the instance that you want to change. Show help tips on the form. Current page is default page. So if you log in first, though, so the current page that we have seen when we actually logged in, let me take you there, is this particular page, which is this default home page. But we can actually change it to something else. We can use dashboards, use the page I'm on now, or continue where I left off. So if I select dashboards, and then I log in, or then I reload, so we can actually navigate to any of the dashboard that we have created. So a person that is logging in, they can come up and gets redirected to that particular dashboards. These dashboards basically contains some of the reports that the developer has created or the company is utilizing. So they can directly log in and they can directly land on this particular page. Load related list in the classic form, with the form, after the form, and on demand. So what are related list? I will tell you. Basically, if you go on to any particular incident, let's say, click on all and click on a particular incident. So this is the form that is loading. A form contains so many fields, and a form contains some of the sections. These are form sections, and these are the related list. Basically, all of the records that are related to a particular incident. Let's say a child incident is related to a particular incident. um, this particular incident 9009 have, let's say, 5 child incidents. So these child incident are related to, so any record that is related to that particular record which you have opened, let's say I've opened 9009 right now, any record that is related to this incident will be called as a related item, or related record, and will come under a related list. These all are related list, what we call. And if you can see the preferences, if you go there and select this on demand or after the form loads, let's say I select on demand, I selected this, and closing this, it will save. Now whenever the form actually loads, it will not load the related list automatically. You will have to click on this particular load related list button, and it will then load the related list. So these are some of the changes, the cosmetic changes that you can do inside your particular instance. Let's keep this with the form right now. Use compact spacing is actually will give you a little real estate. Let's say a user is having a small screen size, so this will actually compact the space. You see, it got changed. It's not a major change, but it gives you a little more real estate. If you click on this again and save it and click outside, so it is somewhat a little compacted, saving you a little space on the form. So yeah, all of them are cosmetic changes. Actually, you can try and make your hands dirty in this and try to work on this. Navigation always show on top. This is all of these navigations. Show ability to quick edit the favorites. We had those star icon in front of every module, right? If we go back, then there is this theming, default, and dark. Everyone is aware of dark themes and all other things. Accessibility gives you this feature, enable data. You can basically try and work on all of these things. Show date time formats on the form. These things, replace color with patterns in chart and everything. Not majorly used. Notifications, yes, this is used. So let's say, yeah, it happened. Basically, there was one incident. One person was saying, I'm not able to receive any of the notifications or any of the emails, um, even if some incident is assigned to me. So one thing is, they actually disabled this particular thing, and they were not able to receive any of the emails. So this will actually allow you to receive the notifications, whether they are system notifications or custom or some emails or any kind of workspace or any kind of notification. This was completely disabled for them. So it's a good idea to keep them enabled, and you can tweak whatever you want to receive or whatever you want not to receive. You can do that. Mm. Debugging is something will be used in future. When we will be developing the code, we can actually debug the scripts. So, and there is ATF, page inspector, for the people in the testing environment. Let's say we have testers, they will be using automated test frameworks, ATFs. So this is for them to actually inspect their particular test cases and some other things. Next, experience developer tools. All of these are developers tools we will learn. And these are the languages and everything, whatever the date format you want as a default in your system, and whatever time zone you want, you can select them. So this comes up with preferences and all of these things. Keyboard shortcuts, not majorly used, but you can take a look at it, and you can try to use if you want to. This one particular thing, impersonate user, is a very good feature provided by ServiceNow. Let's say you got one ticket and one person says, I'm not able to use a particular thing, or I'm not able to save an incident form. Let's say I created one ticket and I said, okay, whenever I select this high, so this priority is not changing, or whenever I'm typing something on a particular incident and trying to save, it's not saving. And you're saying, please please replicate that issue and let us know, send us the screenshot, whatever you're facing or whatever the error you're facing. So, and that person says, okay, that error comes up, but before I take the screenshot, it goes out. So what you can do is, mm, so to try and see what is happening in their end, you cannot go to their place. Let's say that person is sitting in Bangalore. He's saying, I'm experiencing this issue, or this error is coming up for 1 or 2 seconds, it's going out. I'm not even able to take the screenshot of it. So you cannot go to Bangalore and check it. And the second thing is, you cannot ask for them to their credentials also. So it will be a security breach. So what you can actually do is, you can click on this particular impersonate user tab, and you can ask them their name or the user ID. Let's say, able tutor was the person who was actually having the issue. So I can impersonate their account. So I now change my appearance as able tutor instead of this guy, admin. Even without having their credentials or anything, I can actually go and see what they're experiencing. So I can go inside incident form and I can open that particular incident, whatever incident they have mentioned, and I can see, okay, this is the particular issue they are experiencing, and I can then try to resolve it. And you guys must have noticed, I have opened the same incident list, but I'm not able to see any record. But when I was a system administrator, I was able to see 67 incident records. Why this is happening is because this particular person does not have that privilege to, or these particular permissions to see. Even if you see his left hand navigation bar, he only have access to these applications only: self-service, content taxonomy, password reset, and all of these things. So these are some limited access we can provide to any particular user, but admin have all of the access. So admin can provide or can also revoke the access according to the requirement to a particular user. So that's why they're not able to see any of the incident. What will they able to see? The incident that are created by them or that are created by in their particular name, they are able to see those incident only. This is the screen you must be aware of, a basic incident creation screen, if it allows me to. Okay. Now if they try to go ahead and click on these incidents again, let's say these incident, so that person will be able to see all of the incidents that are created by him or for him. So you can try to impersonate that person and you can try to resolve their particular issue, and when you're done with your work, you can end the impersonation. This is a very good functionality provided by ServiceNow. We don't have to uh, run behind people asking for their credentials, which is also not a very good idea. Or you cannot ask them for screenshots or video recordings again and again, because that might also lead to what do you say, a security constraint. So you must be aware that we changed the homepage to dashboards, and this is you are seeing right now. Even if you reload the page or come up, let's say I removed everything and now I'm opening this dev 267906.servicenow.com and I hit enter, it will land me to a particular page. Now this is the dashboards page which we have configured. Previously we were landing to a UI page which was showing us what application App Engine Studio. But right now we have redirected to this particular dashboards. We can see all of these reports. How we have done is this: we have done this using this preferences and not theme, my bad, accessibility, where is that? I tend to lose. Not the dashboards right now, but use the default. So it will now redirect us to the default home page, which we have seen in the PPT. And if I now, these changes will be effective when we log out first. And you can see right now we are redirected to this particular UI page. This is a default page. You can design any of the pages, any of the landing pages according to your particular client requirement or the customer you're working for. You can design their specific landing pages. Let's say I'm working for Netflix. So I can design a Netflix page, and when anyone who is logging into ServiceNow, they will first be redirected to this particular page, and then they can navigate to wherever they want to using this. So this was a little navigation thing for you. Okay, we have this elevate rule also. This is basically for admins only. And if you want to, let's say, implement any of the security rules, you can use this particular elevate rule. It will only be enabled for a particular time frame, let's say 5, 10, or 15 minutes. Then it will automatically be revoked, and you can do your work, and then you can get back to your original role, which is admin role. So this is the navigation that we have. And right now, coming to the lists view, so we have seen all these things, the global search, the update sets, and all these things, the preferences and everything. So this is a particular list, the incident list that you're seeing. You can see all of the incidents over here, or any of the thing. Let's say you can see the problem records, you can see the change management record and everything. So if you want to work on this, let's say someone says, okay, please open a particular incident, let's say number 8009 or something, or 7001. So there are many things. You can go to the global search icon and search for that particular thing. You can get redirected to it. You can open an incident list and then search for it. Scroll down and scroll up or something. You can do it, and even you can use this magnifying glass icon and search for a particular number. Hit enter. It will give you that particular result, and you can navigate to that particular incident. We will see all other navigations and filter navigators and all these things later on. These are the filters that you can implement in here. One thing that I want all of you to actually implement before our next class is to create this particular PDI, request this particular personal developer instance. If you have already, that is good. If you don't have, you can create an account into ServiceNow and request for your particular instance. So how many of you have your own PDI right now?
I don't have.
I used way back, so probably it's in hibernate or must have expired, so need to check.
Okay, sure. So if anyone wants to get a knowledge of how to actually create an account and request for a PDI, we're going to do it right now. You can utilize this particular video recording also in future and take a reference from it, or you can do it side by side also if you want.
Gaurav, before we move on, can you tell me if we just have ITL role, is there a way to check on which version of ServiceNow are we on? Or
So
is it something only a person with admin rights can do that?
with admin rights only, you can see, and how you can see is this particular thing stats
Okay, yeah.
comes under this system diagnostics application, and under this stats module you have this stats which gives you the statistics of which particular version basically you're on.
Washington, DC. Okay.
Let's say this is Washington,
Washington. Okay.
yeah, which I have shown you in PPT also.
So,
We are currently on
so
Washington.
only a person with admin rights can do that.
Yeah.
Uh, any other way an ITL person with the ITL role can see it? Not possible.
So we can actually give a privilege or access to these particular people over here, and they can also see this particular module in their left hand navigator and they can see it. Or you can directly give them this particular URL.
And Gaurav, we will be covering how to prepare reports, dashboards, schedule them. Everything will be covered, right?
Yes, we will be creating reports, uh, dashboards also. We will be, configuring the form. We'll also work with service catalogs and, design the workflows and, do some email notifications configuration.
Great, great. Thank you.
So let me just open a new one. Wait.
Hey Garo, you will cover the integration as well as integration and flow designers.
Yes, flow designers will be covered, and yes, the integrations will also be covered.
Integration, especially unidirectional or bidirectional?
Both of them,
Both of them.
inbound and outbound, both of them will be covered. And
Okay.
there will be REST APIs also, scripted REST APIs that will also be covered, and some of the spokes will also be covered.
REST and SOAP
And
and
yes,
also.
REST
Okay.
REST APIs and SOAP is not majorly used, but yeah, we will cover one SOAP also, but it is not majorly used right now. People or organization tend to go with REST only because it is
REST.
easier to use and easier to read also.
Okay. Okay.
So you can create an account in developer.servicenow.com, and you can log into this, and when you will actually log in, you can request. I will log in. I will show with a different account. I will create a new account into developer.servicenow.com, and you can actually request, and I will show you how to actually request an instance. But when you do it, you will be redirected to this particular page, which you can utilize. And this is App Engine Studio, and yeah, everything. Any questions you have for this particular session that we had right now? Anything you want to navigate somewhere, or you want to ask questions, how things basically works?
Will you be cover the design studio or app engine studio in this course?
Yeah, we can create some of the apps using App Engine Studio also, and form designer, we can create some of the forms. These things will be covered, but we will tend to go with the fundamentals first. We will create tables first, and then we will design the form using the form designer. And yes, we can create one application also from App Engine Studio. uh, it's something like, let's say, whatever you design, whatever you're trying to learn, first of all, take the understanding of the fundamentals. So in ServiceNow, or even in any of the learning tool, or whatever you're trying to learn, let's say you're trying to learn English, so you have to learn the alphabet first, A, B, C, D, F, G, and try to
Yeah,
create words out of it.
definitely.
Yeah.
We will go first. We will go with the administration, and then we will move into the
App Engine
development.
Studio is the most advanced version to create some of the application. It is a faster way of doing application development also, and yeah, it is definitely a low code approach. But I will show you what is actually going behind the scenes. So the App Engine Studio is basically an advanced app. Let's say if you click on Studio. So there are two studios to design these applications. First is this particular studio, and the second one is this App Engine Studio. Let me show you both of them. So this was the original studio. We previously created all of these applications. We created tables first. We created their field types, and then we redesigned the form using the form layout. Then came the form designer in the picture. Then there came this particular studio, this original studio application, which was helpful to create any of the application from studio. And now we have this particular App Engine Studio. All of these things do the same thing. This is the most advanced version. Even Studio was more of what do you say, a little critical, or more coding related version. But this particular thing is what do you say? It's exactly a no code approach. You just have to give the name of these application, give the name of the fields, and everything will be taken care by this application studio. This is a good way. I will definitely cover this one also. I will also let you know what is actually going behind the scenes. So if you create one particular application, let's say, so in our initial days, we tend to create tables first, and all of these things still reside in ServiceNow. We still utilize this. So everything is created as a table. It's like an SQL. So SQL contains a table, SQL contains its rows and columns and everything. So if we look at incident also, incident is also a table inside ServiceNow. And you can say it is a table inside a database. So it works like that. So this particular table has so many columns, and these columns have their particular data type. Let's say it's a type of string, an integer, a reference field, or any other thing, a date time field. So this is the basic fundamental thing of how you actually create an application. You create a table first, you create its fields first, fields then, and you configure those fields, and you configure the behavior of those fields. Okay, this field will only be able to accept numbers. Okay, this field will only be able to accept date. So you can configure all these things and all of these behavior, and when these things will you're done with them, you will be able to use any particular so this is how the form will actually look like. So this incident form contains, these are the columns which we have seen: number column, caller column, and all of these things. Short description will take some text limited to a particular length, and description will be of a major higher length. So okay, if I give you an overview of these things, let's say, so whenever you create a new incident, you people must also be have a little idea of also like how a ticket gets created, how it gets assigned to someone, and how someone works on it and resolves it. So let's say I am a person, I have an issue, I created one incident ticket. How I created it, let's say I click on this left hand navigator and I click on this create new incident. It will take the number automatically, and in the caller field I will type my name, or type any other person's name also, and what is the category I'm trying to create a ticket for. Let's say I have a issue with my hardware, so what will be the subcategory of it? Okay, I have an issue with my keyboard, and some of these things, let's say uh, my keyboard is not working. Okay, if it is not working, how are you typing? Yeah, but something. uh, so I've created this, and I can create and submit this. Then that particular person, whomsoever that this particular incident will assign to, they can decide the impact or the urgency. Or if I'm actually very much impacted, I can also create something. Okay, let's say I'm impacted a lot with this, so the priority will automatically be set to 1. This priority, you can say it is a read-only field. You cannot edit this field. This gets changed automatically with a combination of impact and urgency. Let's say I have an impact of 3 low and urgency 2 medium, so the priority will automatically get set to low. But if I have an impact of low but urgency is high, this will be set to moderate, and so on and so forth. This automatically gets changed, and I submit this ticket, or I created or saved this ticket. So this ticket will then be assigned to a particular assignment group. Whatever the business has taken, their business requirements, so they can assign it to, let's say, hardware group. And inside hardware group, who will take care of this particular thing? Let's say ITL user will take care of it. So this user will work on it, try to connect to that person. Now state of the ticket will change to work in progress. He can, let's say he has submitted some post, please mention actual issue, and he submitted something, and he placed this thing on hold because he's waiting for the user to respond, awaiting the caller. So this ticket will now be placed with user only, and the state of this ticket will be on hold. Previously it was in progress, and okay. Okay, some script, client script is running on this basically. We can see, but yeah, he can change the state of the ticket, and when he's done, he can resolve it. And by giving the resolution code, okay, this is resolved, solution provided, changed keyboard or something, and he can save the ticket. And when the ticket is resolved, it will wait for some time before even getting actually closed. So there is a default waiting period of let's say 7 days or 3 days or 5 days that has been set by your organization, and this ticket will automatically change to closed state when that particular period reaches. And if you want to close it right now, you can actually close it instantly if the business allows you to do that. And when you close it, some of the fields will become read only, you cannot edit them. So this is basically a little overview of the incident form. But yeah, we can create these applications. And what tomorrow we will learn. I will post one more recording for you guys to actually how to create the account and how to request for a particular PDI. This is not my laptop right now, so I will go and grab my own laptop and then we'll show you how to do that. Yep. Some things we will cover tomorrow is how do you actually navigate. We've done the navigation also, some little form configurations, and yeah, we'll learn about the lists and the filters. The list which we have seen, let's say this one, you can apply some of the filters. How do you apply the filters of this? And we have also learned about the form right now. We will also take the overview of form tomorrow. And then we can actually start with configuring the application. We can try to configure the form, rearrange some of the fields, change the type of the field, change the behavior of the particular form. Let's say I want to implement one behavior where I click on something and some things will automatically pop up or automatically fill. These form behaviors we can try to implement tomorrow. So, yep, this is it. Anything you want to ask after this?
Gaurav, just a quick question. How many classes will be there and on which days these classes will be?
So these will be Monday to Friday, and roughly about 40 to 45 classes will be there. No, 1.5, roughly around 30 to 35 classes only, and we will be able to cover this only on Monday to Friday. If you have something, you can post to the coordinator, and I will definitely be able to help you on that. If you have some question, let's say you're working on one particular script and you want help in that, you can post and I will be able to give you the solution.
And will this session be interactive and practicals?
Yes, there will be, definitely. Whatever we will do, I will give you some of the assignments also. I have some things in my mind. I have some applications that we will create. These applications will be, you can try to create them in your own PDI. You can play around with them, configure them, change the behavior, and so many things. Yeah, they will be interactive a lot.
And will you help to get the ServiceNow certification as well?
For this particular thing, you can ask Prasad, the coordinator. He will help you out. Yeah, I heard this thing that there will be. So yeah, he can give you more insights on this.
Okay. And so whatever is like out of the box ServiceNow application is there, and we can do some customization also. So customization will be part of it, right?
Yes, configuration and customization will all be part of the development course. You can modify the fields, you can rearrange some of the fields, you can also create your own applications inside ServiceNow, which we call custom apps. You can do that also. So there will be integrations, flow designers, email notifications, scripting, a lot of them, working on service catalog, creating catalog items, submitting, modifying these catalog items,
Okay.
replacing their workflows, or designing the whole workflow according to the business requirement. I will give you one workflow also. So we will create, I have a plan to create one very useful application. We will create them that in this particular class, and which will actually include all of these things, the business requirement, how the things will flow. One person clicks on something, let's say one request gets created, that request gets assigned to someone fulfills that request. What will happen after that fulfilling, whether it will trigger an integration, it will trigger emails, to notify the people, okay, this particular request is now resolved or something. We will do all these things.
And just last question, if there is any issue with a user, so how we will be able to debug it? What are the like steps we can follow? Will that be part of this class as well?
Issue with the user, what do you mean by that? What kind of issue?
Like you are saying that you can impersonate user and they are having
Yes.
some type of.
Yes. So let's say what I have recently explained. Let's say there is one person sitting in Bangalore saying, "I'm getting such and such error, and I'm not able to submit my particular form. So can you help me on that?" So you will, as a help desk guy, you will ask them to please replicate your issue, or at least send me the screenshot what error you are receiving. So that person is not able to capture the screenshot because that error is very short-lived or short-timed. So you can actually impersonate that particular person,
Right.
their profile, and go to that particular record or the page that they're facing the error on, and you can actually see, okay, this is the error. Then you can end the impersonation and work on your resolution and provide them the solution.
So yeah, so I just like asking like little deep. For an example, user is having an issue, and if we can navigate like this page is having some issue, or if it is like some database level, some roles issue, or what type of why he's not able to see this data or not getting the
Yes.
desired. So how we will be able to troubleshoot? So we that will be also part of this course, right?
Yes. So let's say, yeah, we have a lot of issues. Let's say some user comes up, I'm not able to access this particular application and my colleagues are able to access. So that is probably a roles issue or permissions issue. And you can navigate and see, okay, yeah, actually this person is having access to 5 modules only, and his colleagues have access to 7 modules. So you have seen, okay, he's not at all able to access. There is a security constraint error that he's seeing. So you can then end his impersonation and provide him privileges and access to that particular application, and then you can resolve his particular issue. There are many methods of actually resolving a particular issue.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Abhishek. Anyone, you can ask any type of questions. If I have an actual answer, I will definitely try to help you on this. Please don't refrain from asking. You can ask anything related to ServiceNow. I will be able to help it.
So if nobody is asking, so I just want to ask one more thing. So I was working before like Oracle side and now in ServiceNow.
Mhm.
I would like to know the like future of the ServiceNow if I get this course or some have knowledge about this. So what type of the jobs and what type of the market will be in near future if you have some idea.
Yeah, so I'm seeing this market from like since I started my journey in last 8 years. And before that also I was a part of some other ITSM tools, which were basically
AMC Remedy or something else.
yeah, basically the physical infra tools. I worked with BMC Remedy also. I worked with IBM Tivoli, and I also worked with Micro Focus Service Manager. All of these are basically ticketing tools, but they were installed on a particular hardware. We were able to see that, we were able to configure that, and yeah, I've seen the market growing, from moving from these tools to actually ServiceNow. So yeah, there is a huge scope and still a huge future for ServiceNow, because what all modules these people are implementing, they are still, so many modules to learn. Let's say there are modules of main ITSM module, which is the basic structure of it. There are HRSD module, there are CSM, there are some FSM modules also. What are these? HR is the basic HR service module, which will help an employee to get onboarded or offboarded. You have these real scenarios, right? Every company wants to have a particular system that will track a record of, okay, how many employees actually got onboarded in last month. So how an employee will be onboarded, they have to submit a particular form. Okay, you will be requiring this particular location, this particular asset. Okay, submit this request and we will deliver these things to you. And this and then there will be a payslip module. So many modules that can be implemented inside ServiceNow. So yeah, it's a big deal, man. The future is very bright. Even I'm also very excited for all these things. What ServiceNow is at, basically, it basically you know keeps a hold of, what do you say, 80 to 90% of market share. People, any organization you can go on, mm, it's 8 out
Right.
of 10 organization will be having ServiceNow implemented, or they will be having a future plans to implement ServiceNow. They are getting rid of their old ticketing tools. Not even, you cannot see it as a ticketing tool only, but other modules also. Yes, Abhishek, you were saying something.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, because whenever I talk with my friends, so everyone is saying that they are using ServiceNow. Even they are in banking domain or TCS, SCL type of company,
Exactly.
some product-based companies. So everyone is nowadays using ServiceNow tool. But just wanted to know which area will be like more suitable so that we can grow in ServiceNow technology. So is it like
So
development, admin, or I'm not sure if there is more in this area.
the thing that I can say is, which will be more beneficial for anyone, is development, actually. um,
Okay.
because first of all, the salaries, they are very lucrative. And if you can jump into some other advanced modules, let's say integrations, you have an expertise in integrations, or you're trying to learn other AI modules, um, which are still very new. People are not learning these AI, Gen AI and everything that is implemented inside ServiceNow, or uh, chat, connect chat, or any other things that are implemented in ServiceNow. These are the things that you can grab a hold of, become an expert in this, and the sky is the limit for you. So that's what I can say, actually, for ServiceNow.
If I have any other questions, so can I get your number or
You can connect with Prasad, the coordinator, and
is
if you have any
or
questions, you can post him. They will be redirected to me, and I can also post the answers to him.
it works?
Hi
Okay.
Gaurav, I have one question.
Yes.
You said the service now having the different modules, and will you be going to cover the ITSM along with the any other module, or you will be going to cover only ITSM module?
So we will be covering ITSM only. Other modules, they are, first of all, some of them are paid modules, which will not be given freely inside our personal developer instance. So they will be paid by the actual user or the actual customers. But yeah, there are some of the modules also which I can show you the overview of if I have an access to them. Like CSM, or there are HRSD modules also. I can give you an overview of, but please try to understand, if you learn ITSM thoroughly, you can literally learn any module, because the concept is same. The fundamentals are actually same. There are fields, there are form configurations, there are tables, and there are other data types. There are similar kind of email notifications that are, let's say you've created one incident ticket, and that incident ticket is created for you. It will trigger an email notification. Okay, Nagaraju, this particular incident number 001 is created for you. Please have a look at it. Similarly, an HR case. let's say an HR case is created on your behalf. Okay, your salary has been created, so you will get a triggered email, which we basically actually get in our organizations automatically. So these things you can configure. Some other modules I can show you an overview of them, but some of them are paid. So it is a good idea to learn the ITSM module first, because it is a full-fledged module. Everything is built taking ITSM as a base. So ITSM is basically the base of all of these modules.
Oh, okay, okay. The functionality of the each module is the same. The functionality and the
So the core
configuration.
functionality is same,
Mm.
configurations are same, but the business implementations, or there are some of the business logics that will be completely different from ITSM,
Oh, okay, okay, got it.
but the structure or the base is same.
Okay. Even PDA also ServiceNow haven't provided any other modules installations.
Yeah, by
Yeah.
default, when you open the PDI or log into the PDI, you will be
Mm.
presented with ITSM modules only. But if you want to install some others, some of them are freely available, some of them are paid. In ServiceNow store, you can access them and you can work on them.
Okay, got it. Thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will cover everything related to the ITSM model, right, in this course.
Yes,
Okay.
all of them incident, problem, and change, all of the configurations,
Hmm.
uh, a lot of form configuration, a lot of table designing, working with workflows and flow designers, and a little part of integrations also will be covered.
We will have the knowledge about the tables as well, right? Sys dot like sys underscore user dot list, and how we will be able to go to tables, and how we will be
Yes,
able to
yes.
get the data.
So yeah, the one main, and thank you for raising this point, Abhishek. The one main table that we have in ServiceNow is this user table, is actually keeps a record of all of the users inside ServiceNow, which is actually a sys underscore user table. We call it sys user table. Uh, Keeps a record of all of the users that are there inside ServiceNow. So you might also be, having this idea. Let's say uh, last month 50 people joined an organization, so we'll have to create a users of these 50 people inside ServiceNow so they can access this particular application. Or let's say 10 people left the organization last month, so you'll have to deactivate them or delete them from ServiceNow so they don't have an illegal access to this particular application. So these all things will be taken care by administrators. They will be completely responsible for all these things, and yeah, they will be done by this user table. And there are some other tables, let's say incident table, which I showed you in the tables module, which had all of these columns and everything. We can see all of these tables. We can create our own new tables also.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Thank you. And this is it for today's class. I will create one recording to how to actually log in, create an account, and create a PDI for you. So in tomorrow's class, I hope that everyone will have a PDI up
And
and ready.
this session will be 1.5 hours.
Yes, it will be.
Okay. And we will be able to access all the recordings also in future.
Yes, sure. I will post the recordings in the Google Cloud link. That link will be shared to you by Prasad.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day.